Hello, dear viewers. Welcome to Geometry Notes series of tutorials from the GeoNotes Daily, where we recreate this sci-fi reactor thing that you see here. There are a lot of things going on, a lot of things that you can learn. So that's why this is the fifth part in which we will deal with creating that bridge that you just saw. And like all the other parts, you can use it to recreate this project or to do something else with this knowledge. It's really interesting. Anyway, I'm going to show you now the parameters that you can play with. This is the final project file, the one that you can download from Gumroad to play with and support this channel. So thank you for doing that. Thank you to all of you that are deciding to purchase these project files. Also, thank you to all of you. A big thank you to all of you that are subscribing to this channel and supporting this channel by liking the videos or commenting on them. This is the main Geometry Notes stream that is creating most of the things that you see here on screen. And like I said, today we are going to focus on this bridge. And if we go down to the parameters, we have some things that we can control. We can control the length of this, and we can also control the width of it. You can make it wider. You can control the positioning, and least but not is not the only thing that you can control. You can control also, if we go here to see it better, we can control the aspect ratio, meaning the shape of the tiles. So you can have something like this, and no matter how you play with the size of the bridge, they will keep the aspect ratio. You can also control the length of it, and you can get a lot of different and cool results. So this is what we are going to do today. So let me close this project and go back to the one that we did until now. So the first thing, where do we want to place our new setup? Because we have this controller that controls how the box are being broken up, and its size controls also the range of the effect. So we'd very much like to use this this setup to deform the bridge, so we will not need to duplicate these nodes. So the setup responsible for this, it's after this red node, where we have everything done, as you can see here. So this being procedural, like I showed you, you can replace these crates with a different type of geometry, but you can also feed it another type of geometry entirely, and this is how we can do it. Let's take a geometry, join geometry, plug it here, and now whatever we plug here will be affected by this setup that you see here. So what do we want? Well, let's start with a mesh primitive grid, and let's plug this one here. And so far we don't see anything happening. Even if we play with this empty and we put it here, all we get is this weird deformation, because we didn't do anything to this mesh. What we need to do is to turn it into edges. So let's just do that. I'm gonna go to mesh and take the split edges, and as soon as we do this, we get this nice effect. As you can see, because we plugged this one here, okay, let me do something like this. We even get the solidify setup that we did here. It's also applied to this mesh. So that's very nice. Let's put these nodes down here and create a group for them and call this bridge. Excellent. And let's see what else do we want to do with this. We want to control, like I said, the aspect ratio, and we want to control the size of this bridge. So let's do that. We can control it by playing with the size and the number of vertices. So we can also, if we want, we can synchronize with the corridor width, meaning this value that we have here, and it's controlling how far apart the crates are. We have it here, so we can use it here to control the size on the X value, for example, or the Y. So now we can have something like this in sync with the corridor, or we can go totally separate, and that's what I'm planning to do here. Totally separate, we can also expose the values, but for now I'm just gonna do simple values like this. So let me give these values some color. You can do this, and let's make him something greenish, and this way we know this is an input. And I'm gonna duplicate this one like 4 times. And if you select these nodes and we do SX0, you can align it if you want. Shift equal, you can align it on the other axis. S, you can make them go closer. SX0, everything is nice, really aligned. So now we can control the size from here. So let's say something like 20. No, let's say that, yeah, 20 is good. And we want to have something like, let's say 5 here. And as you can see, we already have something working here. Let me take this empty, something like this. But nothing is happening because we don't have enough vertices right now. So we have to do something about this. And because I want to keep it in sync, meaning whatever values I use here, they take into account what's going on with the width and length of the bridge, we will make them work together. So let's do a multiply, take this value and plug this value here. Let's give it like 1.5 for now. And that will be the vertices on the X. And you can see already something happening here. And let's duplicate this node and take the other value here with this one. Let's do also 1.5 and plug this one here. And already you see something happening. So now we have these two values that are basically our aspect ratio. Let's call this AR, F2, AR from aspect ratio. And now we can control the shape of the tiles, something like this. And no matter how wide the bridge is, we can keep the same aspect ratio that we decide here, because these values are in sync with each other. Excellent. 20 is good actually. So this is the part of about linking the tile shape and the bridge size. And if we want to control also the positioning of this, it's very easy. We just do a material, geometry, set position, plug it here, and now we can control the position of this any way we want it. So maybe we want this to go a little bit down, something like this, and we push it like I show you here. Of course, you can expose all these values, and I showed you that earlier by using a group input node that you can get from group input, plug it here, and just for the sake of identifying this node, I'm gonna give it a color, and you can expose any value by just dragging it here. So let's take this value. We have this end panel open. If we go to the group, we can give a name to this offset. So let's say bridge position. Excellent. You can give it a tooltip, Moses, the bridge, and that's useful because if we go here in the geometry node stack and we hover over this, you see we have this tooltip that we put here. Of course, you can put minimum, maximum values, and you can also put a default value. That is important because if we play with this and we just hover over a value and press the backspace key, as you can see, it's going back to normal. And I think I forgot to activate the screencast keys. I'm sorry for that. So this is how you can do that awesome bridge that you saw in the demo. Why I'm saying it's awesome? Because we basically use the same setup that we have for the crates to do the deformation, but we get an entirely different effect because we plug in a different geometry here, as you can see. So that will be all for today. In the next video, I want to take care of another effect, the exploding effect, the one that makes all the pieces of the bridge and the crates fly away. So stay tuned for that. Until then, happy blending and have a nice day. And thank you very much for supporting this channel.